Hello and welcome to Shikara Academy's UPSC Mains PYQ series. So in this series, we'll be discussing all the UPSC Mains PYQ questions that was asked from 2013 to 2024. So today is our day 4. Let's begin. Now this particular question was asked by UPSC in 2024 GS paper 1. What is sea surface temperature rise? How does it affect the formation of tropical cyclones? And it was a 10 marker question, and you should have answered it in 150 words. So matching it with the syllabus, so it is a question of geography and important geophysical phenomena, cyclone. So now let's see what approach we can take in writing the answer to this particular question. So we'll use our tried and tested IBC approach, the introduction, body, conclusion approach. So in introduction, we'll describe the sea surface temperature rise and link it to the body. It is very important to link the introduction with the body that we are in the answer. Now, in body, we address the demand of the question. So, we write more about the sea surface temperature rise and its impact on tropical cyclone formation. That was the demand of the question. Then, in conclusion, we summarize the answer and we'll write a line, a relevant line, because why this particular issue is relevant for our society or why we should be bothering about this sea surface temperature rise. Now, starting our introduction, we write sea surface temperature rise refers to an increase in the temperature of the ocean's uppermost layer. Uppermost layer, so this is the ocean, and this is the uppermost layer of the ocean, and this is the entire depth of the ocean. And it is mainly caused by global warming and greenhouse gas emissions. So this is our introductory line. Now we'll connect it with, link it with the body. This phenomenon has profound effect on global weather patterns, particularly the formation and intensity of tropical cyclones. So this is our line that links intro and body. Moving on to the body, we write about the sea surface temperature rise, or the SST. SST represents the water temperature at the uppermost ocean layer, and this uppermost ocean layer typically measured within 1 millimeter to 20 meters below the surface. So if this is the surface, so 1 millimeter to 20 meters, it can be, we call it sea surface temperature rise. So what are the key drivers? What are the key factors that is causing this sea surface temperature rise? Number one being the greenhouse gas emissions, which is causing global warming and climate change. So this greenhouse gas emissions, it traps the heat in the atmosphere, ultimately causing global warming. Another driver is the El Nino effect. So it is a periodic warming of the Pacific Ocean along the Peruvian coast. Third, we have the ice melting. So glaciers are melting and the polar ice is melting because of the global warming. And what it does is it reduces sunlight reflection. That is, in other words, it reduces the albedo effect, and thus causing more warming and more melting of ice. Now, what is the impact of this sea surface temperature rise on the tropical cyclone formation? So it gives the enhanced energy source. So a tropical cyclone, it derives its energy from the warm ocean water. So SSTs above the sea surface temperature above 26 or 27 degrees Celsius are necessary for the cyclone formation. Then it increases the evaporation, the increased evaporation, warmer SSTs lead to more evaporation and adding moisture to the atmosphere and fueling cycle. So because of the higher temperature, higher SST temperature, ocean surface temperature, it leads to more evaporation of water, and that evaporation gives more moisture, it provides more moisture, and thus further fuels the intensity of the cyclone. Now, cyclones are becoming greater in intensity and are coming with more frequency. So, higher SSTs result in more intense and frequent cyclones with rise in category 4 and category 5 storm. So, in the classification of cyclones, category 4 and category 5 cyclones are known to be very destructive in nature and are of a particular concern. And these cyclones are increasing both in intensity and in frequency or period in which they occur. Also, along with the intensity and frequency, they are also expanding. There are expanded cyclone zones. Cyclones may form in regions that were previously too cool, increasing risks for new areas. So what happened was earlier the cooler areas in higher latitudes, cyclones were not a phenomenon there. But now what is happening because of the rising of the temperature of the ocean water, the sea surface temperature, ocean water. So the cyclones are now being formed, are now taking place, are now occurring in the areas that were previously too cool. And this has increased the risk for the new areas. So how do we conclude our answer? So we summarize the body of the answer here. Increasing sea surface temperature directly correlates with the enhanced tropical cyclone formation potential, as warmer oceans provide essential energy source for these powerful weather systems, making cyclone activity more frequent and more intense. Now we have to write the relevance trend. What is the relevancy of all this issue? This trend poses significant challenges for coastal communities and global climate stability. This is why we should be bothered about this thing. Okay, so that was our answer. Thank you. The PDF of this model answer will be provided you in the Telegram group of Shikara Academy. Thank you so much.